How is everybody doing? I'm doing okay, thanks for asking. Tis I, the Native Patriot. I just wanted to do a reaction of myself from a video 10 years ago. I do have another YouTube channel, which I since have abandoned. Anyways, moral of the story is that 10 years ago, on my other channel that I started, I was on the political left and I was really getting into like social justice activism. Like many young people, I was in my early 20s at this point. I had just moved to California. I became a vegan and yeah, it was a mess. In this video that I'm reacting to of myself, it's a lot of gender ideology stuff that I'll be talking about, which is ironic because now I currently rail against that kind of stuff. But without further ado, I'm gonna pull it up and we can react together. What I'm wearing right now kind of has to do with a little bit of what I want to talk about with you guys here, you know. Recently I've been doing a lot of debating amongst colleagues and friends and other earthlings regarding gay issues and, you know, transsexuals, transgender, drag queens, the whole male-female labels, you know? During this time of YouTube that I filmed this on, I was basically mimicking a lot of popular YouTubers that were really over the top, and just watching it back now, I'm just cringing at myself, and it's kind of annoying. I want to explore why it is such a big deal for people to accept people the way that they are, and to accept that if a boy wants to dress up like a girl and a girl wants to dress up like a boy, that it's not a big deal. And I don't know what everybody's fascination with it is. First of all, I want to make a note that it seems that I'm very uncomfortable in this video, and it's probably because 10 years ago I was in my early 20s, so I was probably really insecure, and especially like starting my first YouTube channel, I was probably very insecure about putting my opinions out on the internet. Number two, I'm not really sure if I'm talking about, when I say boys and girls in this part, I don't know if I'm talking about like children or I'm talking about males and females and just generalizing them as boys and girls. But if I am talking about like children, the reason people nowadays, and even back then, have a problem with like boys wearing dresses and all that stuff is just because there's a lot of people out there, that myself included, that feel like certain types of parents, mostly super progressive left-wing parents, are possibly kind of indoctrinating their children to partake in a certain lifestyle, if you understand what I'm saying. Can't wear that lipstick, you're a boy. Why are you trying so hard to be a girl? I don't really see the big deal of a boy dressing up as a girl. So again, if I'm speaking about children, boys, it's just because, as I said a second ago, people have a problem with that because certain types of parents are basically indoctrinating their children to think a certain way. I believe that there's a lot of labeling and a lot of stuff like that where it's like, who fucking said that a dress needs to be strictly for a girl and that pink... I'm about to make a point in this video or this clip. Toys are not gendered, and like the colors like pink and blue are not gendered. But it's interesting how I'm trying to make this point now in this video, when nowadays it seems that if you are a tomboy, like you're a girl who is more of a tomboy, certain types of parents, like I said, more liberal, progressive parents, are pushing these tomboys to think that they're actually a trans boy, if that makes sense. So it's interesting how I'm making that point in this clip, but fast forward to today, it kind of contradicts today's narrative. Does that make sense? If I was curious, that's my curiosity, is my business. If I want to be curious more and explore, then I'll... It seems like I'm coming off as very aggressive or very defensive, and it's probably because I was very defensive, because I was getting into social justice activism and kind of just being very defensive. Most people don't have a problem with adults being curious with other adults. When adults start being around kids, that's where people are drawing the line. Number two or number three, where whatever point I'm on, people are going to have an opinion about your life whether you like it or not. I don't see the obsession with humans needing to be so obsessed with labels and gender roles and keeping genders and sexes in these labels, and if you don't follow, this is where I'm really throwing up all of this gender ideology nonsense. Males and females generally have similar interest. Males are going to be generally more aggressive. Females are generally going to be more nurturing. And anybody that says otherwise is just denying biology. That's just the way that our species have evolved over time. And it's interesting how I'm saying in this clip, why is there this obsession over labels when SJWs are the ones that are obsessed with labels? They want general society to accept their pronouns and call them by these crazy made-up pronouns that they're making up. They're the ones that are obsessed with these labels. Yeah, that was very, very cringy, and I was just really becoming a woke SJW. But without making this video super long, if you have not already, follow me on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, and True Social at The Native Patriot. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.